So what we want to do with our menus, we want to add a rollover. Now, if your menu has a JPEG or a PNG for the button, that's a rollover image. That's going to be a separate demo. But if your menu is just full of text, then you can do a rollover pretty easily. And what a rollover is it just allows this to change color or something so that the user knows that they've put their cursor over a button. The first thing that has to happen is this has to be a link in order for it to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to highlight the text, and you notice I've got the images here. That'll be for the other demo. So I'm going to highlight the text there, and down here in the properties tray you can type in a link for it. So the home is your index.html. So it's going to point to itself right now because it's the only page we've got. But you can type that in. The other thing you can do is if you're just testing and you don't want it to go anywhere, I always just put a pound key in there, pound sign, okay? Hashtag, it's pound sign for me because I'm old. And then that'll set it up as a link, but it won't go anywhere. So that's kind of nice. So save. And you can see, maybe I just have to hit return, boom. You can see what happens to the code. Now, my text home has a href equals pound sign home and then /a. That's a link right there. That's the code for a link. And whatever is in between the href and the /a ends up going somewhere, theoretically. So if I wanted it to go to to google.com, I could type in here www. Well, actually it has to be http www.google.com. There you go. So now my home would go to Google, okay, or whatever. So, but for now, we're just going to leave it the pound sign. Okay. So now, using this, I can change my CSS to make things happen. So the first thing that you should notice is it added a link or added an underline, and it changed to blue. Well, I want it black. I liked it black beforehand. The reason that it goes to blue is because that's just the default. So we're going to go over here, and I'm going to go up to my menu item, and I'm going to add a new piece of code. Menu item, whoops, got to spell it right, item A. So menu item space A, squiggly brackets, and then I can say color pound 000, black, yay. And when I refresh it, you'll see it goes black. The next thing I can do is I can also say text decoration, okay, and I can say none, and that will get rid of the underline. How did I learn all this? I Googled how to get rid of underline on link in CSS, and I found a web page where the guy said, oh, text decoration, none. So if you forget this, it's actually really easy. Just Google it. Refresh. Now you'll notice that that goes away. But right now, the rollover is not going to work. So what we need to do now is we need to change another CSS here called dot menu item a colon hover. And that's going to control the color and stuff like that when the mouse is over the link. So when I say color, and let's just choose a blue for now. I don't know if that's going to match our background, but it might. And I also want to do text decoration, none, although it should do none already. We'll just do that anyway. So now it doesn't look any different, but if I go to Safari and refresh, you can see it changes color. That's kind of nice, okay? And then when the mouse goes off the text, it goes away. Also notice it changes the cursor to a little finger, okay? Little pointer as they call it, and that's how you know you're on a button, right? And it's so ingrained within our culture that that's what happens, that people look for that. And if you don't do that, honestly, they'll think that's not really a button, or they might just start clicking randomly all over the place or whatever, you know? So we want to make sure that they understand that that's actually a button. Okay, so that's how you do it in the code, okay? Now we're going to talk about how you do it with a JPEGs, but that's going to be a different demo. So stop that.